How's it going, gang? Thanks for checking in with Rebel Inspiration today. We're gonna grab a quick dumbbell, so anywhere between maybe 6 to 12 or 15 pounds, depending on how you're feeling today. Remember, this can be simply done with your body weight as well. You don't have to add the dumbbells if you're just getting into it or just allowing your body a chance to rehab. I'm already nice and warm coming into this, so if you haven't had a chance, you might want to hit pause, do some marching, jogging on the spot, something that'll allow you to get yourself nice and warmed. So we're gonna get started. I want you to move at your own pace, listen to your body, and most importantly, have a little fun while you're doing it. Both hands are gonna start on that dumbbell. You're gonna lightly hold the sides of the dumbbell. I want you to just take a nice deep breath in, roll those shoulders back. Feel that little tension as you pinch your shoulder blades down and together. And from here, we're gonna simply alternate our body weight. You're gonna shift into that right leg, extending that left leg back, and then stand up. Now, you might extend straight to the ground and never leave the ground, and that's okay. Find where your balance is today, embrace it. If the leg is gonna lift, you wanna think about keeping it parallel to the ground with that toe pointing towards the ground. When you come up, feet hip width apart, soft bend in the knees, chest lifted. You wanna think about your body is like a seesaw, tipping on the angle, supporting that lift. Out and up and down and up. Good. Woo, there goes my balance on that one. It's because I got excited. I was thinking about what was coming next. 4 more if you want them. Quality over quantity, any day of the week. We got our last one right here. We're gonna shift that dumbbell into the left hand. Now I want you to squat. Now you might choose to simply hang out with the squat or take it to that one arm overhead press. Now, if you got that heavier weight, you might only do a few presses and then go back to that static hold position. And even if that gets heavy, you might bring it down beside the hip versus keeping it upright. Feet parallel, weight in the heels, push those sits bones back. 3, 2, we're gonna keep the weight here in this left hand. Take your left foot, step it straight back. Find that lunge position. Now, front knee tracking forward, not to pass the second and third toe. Back leg tracking right in line with that hip. Our back knee bends underneath the hip and we push out of that front leg. Now, if you want a little bit more, just like our warm up, that little seesaw lift works deeper in those glutes. Get excited and I lose my balance. Now you don't have to add that lift. You could do the lift only and not the lunge. Your preference. Down and up, down. Good. 8, 7, listen to your body. Rest when you need to. Give me one more. Step the foot back and hold. Pick that elbow up nice and high. Kickbacks. Out. In. Head lengthens forward. Elbow lifts up slightly above the rib cage. Stays in position. Squeeze the back of the arm as that weight rises. Out and in. Keep that body on the angle. You're lightly resting the head down, hand down if you choose to put the hand on the thigh. But try not to get lazy and rest on that front leg. Push, pull, push. Come on, you got 4 more. 4, 3, 2. Get ready to shift that weight to the other hand. Squat. So you want to take it hip width apart, weight in the heels, elbow pointing down, down and up. I know I've had some wobbles. I know I've had some mistakes, but just like a true group fitness class, there's no starting over. You just go with it. Some days are easier than others. Option to add that overhead press. Nice and light, keeping the elbows soft at the top, keeping those knees soft at the top. Reach. Again, rest the arms if you need to. Let that exhale drive you up. Taller and taller through the crown of the head. Woo. Starting to burn. 7, 6. You got 4 more. 4, 3, 2. Get ready to step that right foot back. Step into that lunge position. Reset. When you're ready, bend, lift, bend. Now the longer the legs, the longer the step. And you might have to readjust. You saw me move my foot in a little bit. I want to feel this front knee bending and tracking towards the second and third toe. Back knee under the hip. Push up out of both. Front leg predominantly, but nice and light in the knees. Remember the option, lunge, lift, lunge, lift. Focus on one or the other if you need to. If it's not good for your knees to lunge, maybe you hang with just the leg lift versus lunge, lift, or just the lunge. Push. This is gonna really fatigue out that front leg. Tighten up the glute as you lift. Feel that leg elongate from the hip. 8, 7, 6. Oh, it's burning. 3, 2, get ready to hit the tricep. Push that leg back, pull that elbow up, and lift. Angle it out, scoop it in, keep that elbow suspended in the air, pull that weight in and out with control. Squeeze at the top, push, push. We want to keep that elbow stationary so that we can really isolate out the back of that arm. Reach, reach. Built this city on rock and roll. Try to exhale at the top of it. Good. For 4, for 3, for 2. We're going to shift that weight back into the other hand. Find the balance in the right leg. Start with a single arm bicep curl. Now, if you want to incorporate a little bit of balance, pick that leg up a little higher. Now you want this elbow to squeeze into the body, and you want to try to limit the movement there. So if you're too wobbly, and maybe the weight's a little heavier than your normal bicep weight, you might want to keep that foot down for stability. Or lengthen, bend, lengthen, bend. Ah, coordination. You got it or you don't, and it's all good if you don't. It took me a long time to figure it out. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. We got 4. Should be a little fatigued in this side of the body. We're getting ready to switch it other side. Start with just the curl. Shift the weight into the other leg. Soften both knees. Option to keep the toe on the ground. Option to lift the leg up. This ankle is not my strong suit, so you might see me wobble a little on this side. Again, you might stay grounded, stay lifted, or even lengthening out from the hip. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. You give love. Push, pull, push, pull. Hug that elbow in. Try not to wobble. 7, 6, 5, for 4, for 3, for 2. Give me one more. Both hands on the dumbbells. Feet hip width apart. Calf raise, narrow press. Now you could choose the calf raise only and hold these arms in one place versus that big push. Up, down, exhale, inhale. Ooh, that feels lovely. On your fingertips. Keep those elbows holding in. Good, there's 8 more if you want. Softly lift on the toes. Roll back down to the heel. Elbows in. Elbows soft at the top of the push. 4, 3, 2, arms up and hold. Heels down, bend at the elbow. Lift, down. Tricep extension. Keep squeezing your elbows towards one another. And if you have a hard time keeping them narrow with this grip, then you can rotate and hold on. Depends on how broad those shoulders are. and how good your alignment is and where you want to hold the dumbbell. Don't hesitate to change and make it work for you. You can even squeeze the hands together and get rid of the weight altogether. 8, 7, rub the nails on your fingertips. Give me 4 more. 4, 3, 2. We're gonna take those feet into a nice wide sumo squat or plie squat. Toes and knees tracking out. One hand holds that dumbbell. On the way up, knees are soft. Squeeze those thighs towards one another. Pull the belly button in. Lift that arm up towards shoulder height. Don't get wild and crazy here. I want you to stay strong and supportive. Down, up, play your game. We got 8 more of these. Now this arm's getting fatigued, and we're gonna hang in there with that arm and hit a concentration bicep curl. But if it's not good for your knees to stay in this low squat, then you might prefer a traditional curl. Now, hold it down, rotate that hand, palm forward, lean into the angle. Now this gives us best of both worlds. You're working the legs, you're working the core, you're working the back, you're working the bicep. But if that's too much, you can come right here. All good. Listen to your body. I want the spine lengthening on the diagonal. Come up towards the chest. Stretch the arm down without bouncing the elbow off the thigh. 8 more if you want them. 8, 7, 6. Now if you need a little breather, you might want to come all the way up. I'm just going to switch straight to the other side for that wide squat with that dumbbell lateral or front raise. Woo. Down, up. Again, knees and toes tracking slightly on the angle. Pull your tailbone under. Squeeze the glutes and the thighs on the way up. Lift. Shoulders down. We don't go higher than the shoulder. We protect the shoulder. Strengthen it. Down, up, down, up. 8 more if you got it. 8, 7, knees are soft. You got to move your feet. Remember, choose the concentration curl. Down low or come up high. Rotate that palm, lean on the angle, and curl it up. Down, up. This could be too much for your back, your hips, your knees. I want the concentration in the bicep. So if you need to stand, A-okay. Elbow stays locked. Full range of motion, up to the chest, down to the thigh. Keep inhaling deeply. Let that exhale scoop that belly in tighter. Got to move your feet. 8. Just like paradise. For 4. For 3. 2. Get ready. All right, lift it up. Grab a towel, a mat if you need it. We're gonna lay it down on the ground. Grab some water if you need it, hydrate. We're gonna bring this dumbbell with you if you want it, completely optional. As you find that plank position, you might be on the all fours, knees under hips. We're gonna do a 1-arm row, which can also be done standing versus kneeling, or in that kneeling plank, or up on those toes. Pull that elbow in. Take your legs as wide as you need to for stability. Keep going. Want to make sure this hand directly underneath the shoulder so that you're nice and supported. 1 more on this side. Change sides. Exhale on the way up. Inhale on the way down. Try not to rotate the pelvis. Squeeze that elbow up and down for 8, 7, 6, 5. You got 4 more. 4, 3, 2. Last one. Good. Bring those knees down carefully. Rotate it around. Grab that dumbbell. You might start by keeping those feet on the ground, side to side, Russian twist, with or without the dumbbell. The next level takes those feet up. Squeeze the thighs together. The higher those heels go, the heavier they are, the harder it is for you to keep your balance. Inhale, exhale. Good controlled movement. When you get tired, you stop. Listen to your body. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet down. Roll those shoulders down to the mat. Place the weight on the hips. Weighted bridges. Up, up, down. Now you can get rid of the weight. Weight evenly across the shoulder blades. Roll the hips up, squeeze the glutes. Roll the spine down. Bone by bone. Up, up, down, down. Good, we got 4 more. How high can you get your hips? By pressing through the heels and tightening the glutes. Up, up, down. Now can you stay up and hold? Now if you want, walk up onto those toes. You might do little pulses of the hips. Three, 2, and 1. Roll it down with control. Walk those heels out. Pick the weight up right in front of the chest. Now you can keep your feet on the ground or you can lift your knees into tabletop. Lift those arms up over the shoulders. Keep the arms stationary to begin with. Option, extend one leg out or tap the toe to the ground. We take it out, out, in, in. Now you're paying attention to the natural curvature of the lower back. You want to make sure that you're not arching the back as your leg extends. So find the right range that allows you to elongate without lifting up through the lower back. Option to extend the arms in the opposite direction. Out, in, in. Now the lower, the longer the leg goes, the heavier it's going to be. So be in control of that movement. Out, out, in, out, out, in. Now you might want to stay like that. You might want to rest, or you might want to lift it up to the next level, which brings the head and shoulders up, and then it's a faster extension. One leg, then the other, out and in. Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Feet come down, head and shoulders come down. Option to get rid of the weight, or weight comes up, crunch, and down. So again, you might want to support the head by lightly placing the fingertips behind the ears. You might want to reach without the weight versus reaching with the weight. Exhale, inhale, up, down, up, down. 8, 7. Gonna give you a little extra bonus at the end. So 4 more. Option is to stay up on the last one, little pulses, as well as option to put those feet up and pulse. Should be harder. You can do this with the knees bent versus straight legs, or keep those feet on the ground. Last 8 if you want them, team. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo! Weight comes down, knees come in. Both knees to one side. Both shoulders try to stay grounded. Try to let the breath loosen up the lower back and those hips. Walk the legs up, change sides, pretty please. Oh, baby, some kind of sun. Let's come back to the center. Figure 4 stretch. Cross one leg over. Option to stay there as you press the knee and the hip out and down. Or if you want to reach up, grab that leg for a little extra stretch. Change legs. On the ground or in the air, your preference. Hop flutter. Unhook those legs, gently roll it on up. Sit any way that's comfortable for you. Give me some shoulder rolls. Take those arms back. You might put them on the ground. You might clasp them together. Lift the chest up. Round it forward, push those shoulders apart. Want to think about exhaling into that upper back. Good, lift it up, take a little twist. Arms go up, other side. Both knees under hips, hands under shoulders. If it's uncomfortable to kneel, come to a standing cat-cow stretch. Just round that back. Woo, find those feet when you're ready. Just take it to a wide lateral stretch through that inner thigh and hip as you push the tailbone back and down. Change sides. Somebody's grilling something delicious. Come to the center, stretch the hamstrings. It is your day, gang. Enjoy. Thank you so much for checking out this quick weighted work video. You can always push play twice if you want a little bit more than you got out of it, or add it on to some of the cardio. Just make it work for you, team. Thanks so much for being a part of Rebel Inspiration.